Fans of all kinds of all sports, welcome back to Max on Boxing. I'm Max Kellerman, and I'm joined today by the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world on my list, Terrance Bud Crawford. Bud, it was, first of all, welcome to the show. Great to have you. It was looking like you and Errol Spence were on the verge of making the biggest and best matchup in boxing a reality, this year. And then it all fell apart. What happened?
Well, things was drug out, tremendously. We tried our hardest to get that fight made, and, we got close to it, but, we wanted a little transparency on the writing off on the budget, and, when money come in, we just want this open book, basically.
What you're referring to, I believe you can correct me if I'm wrong, is you agreed to fight Spence without a guaranteed purse, just for money on the back end, not of the gross, of the net, of the profits on the fight. And so you wanted oversight over the books. What are they spending on the promotion, et cetera, and you want access to them and some ability to agree to what the expenses are, et cetera. And Al Heyman, Spence's advisor, but the guy who seems to be running the show over there, wasn't going to have it, and so eventually you say we can't go forward. Is that an accurate description of what happened?
For sure. That's exactly what happened. It was a whole bunch of, well, why you need this? Well, why you need that? And, can I ask you, what's the reason behind this and what's the reason behind that? And it basically was a, ongoing thing until, I just was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go elsewhere. And then that's when we start hearing back from.
So, Terrance, I and many others think Crawford Spence is not only one of the best matchups you could ever make, but is vital for the legacies of both of you guys. How do you feel about that? Do you believe the fight will ever happen? And if a Spence fight doesn't happen, is that something that you think really damages your legacy in any way? Or would there be anyone else at 147 pounds that would pique your interest the same way?
Well, I think it's a great fight for both our legacy and for boxing as a whole. But at the same time, I think, a lot of people is reaching when they say it's going to damage my legacy. I'm a 3-way world champion. I'm a former undisputed world champion. I've accomplished a lot in boxing, so I really don't think it'll damage my legacy. It just go down as one of the biggest fights that never happened. When you look back at, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Aaron Pryor, they never fought each other. And, both of them is still considered two of the greatest fighters that
Terrance,
fought.
Terrance, yes, that fight never happened. It would have been a really interesting fight. But Bud, when the dust settled, Sugar Ray was over here, Tommy Hearns was over there, and they got it on, right? Like, that happened. That's why he is Sugar Ray Leonard. It was a tough fight to win. It looked like he was going to lose. How do you beat Tommy Hearns? By the way, Errol Spence, long, rangy, southpaw, high work rate, good shin, can play defense when he wants to a jab. How does Bud overcome that? Even if I think you should be favored in that fight and others, it has that same juice because the dust has settled, and there's Bud, and there's Errol Spence. You really mean to tell me right now that's not important to you to get that man in the ring?
No. By no means, am I not saying that it's not important to get that fight. Like I've been saying for years, that's the fight that I want. That's the fight that I've been trying to secure. That's the fight that the fans want to see. But at some point, only can do so much. I've been doing all that I can to try to get that fight, and I'm still the one to be blamed for not making the fight happen. So I'm gonna continue to try to get that fight done and sealed so everybody can see who's the best fighter in the world is. you know, that's all I could do.
All I
That's
can tell
could
you,
do
Bud,
now.
is from a
If things-
fight fan's point of view, when I think of like the best things that I could see in this world, some of like the most sublime stuff, right? The stuff that makes life worth living as a fight fan. I think of Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, man. I need to see that, and I do appreciate that you seem to be the one trying to make it happen. I have a question for you about one other fighter at welterweight, and he has not proven it yet, but I used to ask you this when I was covering you at HBO and I was working your fights, and I would talk to you about when you eyeball the other guys out there, game recognized game, real recognized real. Who do you see? And I was really saying it's going to be Errol Spence, and here he is, right? The other guy I see out there that looks very interesting is Boots Ennis. If you can't get Errol Spence in the ring, when you look at Boots, do you see something special there?
Yeah, of course. Of course. He's a very talented kid. He's young, he's strong, he's big, he's fast, he's switch. You know, I've been watching him ever since the amateurs, just like I've been watching Errol Spence. You know, so I see a lot of, you know, determination, skills, dedication in the kid, you know, and he's on his way up, you know. He's going to be a force to reckon with.
So, Bud, you're now in your mid-30s. You were at lightweight, junior welter. Now you're at welter. How much longer are you going to be doing this? You still look to be at or near the height of your powers, right? How much longer are you going to be doing this?
I don't know. Right now, you know, I'm still in love with the sport. You know, I'm still, you know, fairly, you know, young at my soul. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, so my body's not, you know, going through crazy, you know, wear and tear. Been that I haven't been in any wars that, you know, wore me down or anything. So, you know, I always said I wanted to retire at 33, but here I am at 35 and still moving along. So, you know, who knows?
So, Bud, one of the things, you know, one of the reasons I got to see you and Spence, not only, it's almost never happened in the history of boxing, two guys in or around their primes, in or around their best weight class, boxer, puncher, speed, power, skills, defense, switch up, talk about like you guys can do every single thing, and it looks like a 50-50 type fight. You know, the boxing fans are dying to see this. Tell me that it's going to happen. Like, are you really going to let your career go by without making this fight happen?
Why everybody keep telling me I got to make the fight happen? Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like, y'all just want me to, I guess I got to go over there and just say, hey, listen, you know, I fight for no guarantee, no back end, no nothing. Let's just fight because this is what the fans want you to do. Like, I'm trying my hardest to make this fight happen.
I
believe and I just want everybody to know I'm trying. I'm trying. So
Bud doesn't smoke or drink or do any of these things. What he does is beat the hell out of fighters for a living. And this is you and Spence is something I just need to see. Bud, thank you for coming on this afternoon, and I hope that we can see this thing. You know, I know it's not going to happen in 2022. I hope before the end of 2023, and I appreciate your persistence trying to make it happen.
For sure. I think Spence wanted to. You know, I just think it's just the politics behind boxing, you know, that's holding it up. But at the end of the day, Terrance Crawford been trying to get the fight made for years now.
Yeah.